Hey guys, welcome back to our study Unchained, Living Free from Surprisingly Common Addictions. This week we're talking about Chapter 2, The Shadow World. This chapter centers around technology and how, if our usage is left unchecked, it can dominate our lives. From smartphones and tablets to Netflix and Instagram, there's something everyone can relate to in this chapter. Let's get started.
I feel like my face is in my phone, probably more than it should be, but it's a vice, it's a outlet for me. It's so many different things.
I think I use my phone a pretty good bit. I actually did like a phone study thing, and I was averaging like an hour and 30 minutes on like social media a day.
When I don't have my phone, I feel like I'm missing out on if somebody's posting something on Instagram or Snapchat or anything. And then sometimes if I'll leave it on the counter for school, if I notice it before we're too far away, I'll make my mom turn around and we'll go back and get it.
I've had many friends that I've grown up with or just been a part of my life that have had serious struggles with it, that have had even become addicted to it. And I've seen that's just a path that I didn't want to go down. I didn't want to tempt myself.
Technology is like a really big subject for me right now. My 4-year-old brought me my phone last week. I had left it in the bedroom, was at home, cooking, doing something, and he comes in there and he says, "Mommy, you left your phone in your room. I had to bring it to you." And I thought, he only sees me with my phone in my hand. And I don't want his childhood to remember Mommy on her phone. And I feel like that's where we're at right now, is Mommy's always on her phone.
I think that my freshman year of high school, I was very consumed with my Snapchat and with my Instagram, and just like being up to date, making sure I didn't miss anything, like making sure I had plenty of friends, and like I was taking the cutest pictures. I think it just really hurt, it hurt who I was, but it also hurt me fitting in and being popular.
At Fall Retreat, we're not allowed to have our phones, so it gives us more time to just dive into what is being said, and it makes us more aware of, how often we actually reach in our pockets to grab our phone and it's not there, so we're more aware of it.
It was definitely different not having it, but it wasn't bad at all, because I felt like I was with all my friends and I was always having something there to entertain me and do, and it wasn't just like, oh, where's my phone? I need a screen in front of me, because I have my friends, I have my Bible, and my quiet time. I had everything there that I really needed.
After Fall Retreat, I'd say I still use my phone consistently, but I would say that it doesn't take up my life as much as it used to the point where if I'm hanging out with friends, my phone's only going to be in my pocket. If I'm going to be with my friends, I'm going to interact and talk with my friends. I'm not going to be on my phone.
I had social media when I met my wife, and after meeting her, that was something that I just decided, something not to pursue.
I see just my friends there, they post on social media and they really look for it for approval and just how many likes they're getting on a picture versus how many likes one of us or one of their other friends is getting on a picture. And so it just turns into this pride thing.
I actually think that going 3 or 4 hours without being on my phone, I feel better, and I feel encouraged by other things. I feel like social media just kind of, especially for girls, we just scroll through and we compare their bodies and their clothes and all the materialistic things, and when you don't have to go 3 or 4 hours being on your phone and seeing those things, it just helps you feel better, and you just I'm comforted by I am who I am in Christ, and I don't need to look at those girls' $100 pair of shoes and think oh, I've got to have those.
My life is all about social media, and that's why I felt, okay, I need to take a step back. For the month of January, I decided, okay, from 5 to 8 in the afternoon, I'm not going to pick up my phone. I'm not going to look at my phone, because really from 5 to 8 is, I'm getting kids home from doing homework, doing baths, dinner, getting in bed, brushing teeth, all those things. So things when I really need to be focused on my kids, when I need to be focused on things and not looking at my phone. So just to stay off my phone from 5 to 8. And I'm never going to just completely stop social media. I'm just not. I'm not that. I'm just not going to. It's almost impossible to do that, you know. But I think that it has a positive and it has negatives.
I started to realize at the end of last year that I was trying to be somebody I wasn't. I see all these moms on Instagram, these bloggers, and they have this beautiful home that looks like Joanna Gaines herself designed it, and it's so clean, and they have these perfectly designed meals. I mean, I'm like making Kraft mac and cheese, and they're over here making like Gouda mac and cheese, and their kids have on these designer hats or whatever, and I'm like, I am failing. I am doing something wrong. I just decided in January, like Allison, that I was just going to get off of social media for the month of January. I didn't get off Instagram because of my business page, but I'm completely off Facebook right now. And let me just tell you, it has been glorious. It's been the best decision I made. I don't even know if I'll go back on it.
These promises I trust, 'cause my Savior's rolled a stone away. These chains don't weigh that much.
Hey guys, Kevin Mills here, and we are on session 2 of our series Unchained. It was 11 and a half years ago that I interviewed with Northway Church for the position of lead pastor. Katie and I were living in Rome, Italy at the time, and so there were several flights back and forth from Rome to the United States. At one of those last interviews, I remember seeing one of our search team members, Dr. Rick Harvey, holding something in his hand that I had not seen before. I asked him about it, and it was the very first generation iPhone. I guess it was called the iPhone 1, although I think back then it was just called the iPhone. He let me hold it and he let me test it out, and I remember being just absolutely fascinated with this handheld device that could be used for not just phone calls and texts, but email or music or surfing the internet and about 1,000 other uses. To think that a personal computer could be contained in a phone, it was just mind-blowing to me. That was just over a decade ago. And now smartphones are everywhere. I mean, virtually everyone has one, and quite ironically, our phones seem to be rarely used for voice conversations. And they have made life easier in so many ways. My calendar is on my iPhone. It's my alarm. It's my source of upbeat music when I go to the gym and get on one of those awful cardio machines and need the theme from Rocky playing in my ears to keep me going. Email and Facebook and Instagram and the internet, they all can be accessed from this very small device. Smartphones specifically and technology in general is great. There are conveniences that we get through these that have helped our lives so much, except they've also hurt us. We've become addicted. We've become chained to these devices. Instead of us owning our technology, it seems like our screens own us. Smartphones, tablets, and personal computers or video gaming systems. Now, we are spending more than half of our lives staring at screens. It's become such an issue, in fact, that Apple decided to add a new feature to their iPhone software. A weekly report detailing your screen time usage. Every week, my phone will tell me how much time I've averaged spending on my phone each day and how that compares with the previous week. I guess Apple is trying to self-police their technology before our addictions become so bad that these devices are outlawed. By elevating the importance of technology in our lives, we sacrifice our most precious resource, time. We all have the same amount of time in our days, regardless of who you are, rich or poor, or young or old, or smart or not so smart. We all have 24 hours, or 1,440 minutes, or 86,400 seconds in our day. And so the question is this: how are you using that time? Are you spending hours of your day mindlessly thumbing through pictures and posts? I mean, are you wasting hours of your life binge watching the latest Netflix show? Are your thumbs sore from the amount of time you're staying on video games? I mean, see, there's nothing wrong at all with going on social media or watching television or playing a video game. That is, until that technology begins to rule and dominate our lives. So, in your groups, take some time to consider your use of technology and ask yourself this question: what can I do to be free from my technological chains? And I hope you guys have a great discussion.